as we speak, the order being pronounced there in the top court when it comes to the bunch of petitions that were filed on the abrogation of Article 370. And this time around, you have the court giving time to the government to reply within 4 weeks to file an affidavit where the bench has asked how can a matter as important as this can be decided without giving the government a chance to respond. So taking a view on that, the order on 370 being pronounced, where the registry also is directed not to entertain any further petitions on this issue. Rhythm, very clearly the top court saying no more petition on Article 370 abrogation will now be entertained.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And, you know, this is because the court is, Amita, finally extremely exhausted, I believe, with the kind of petitions that are coming in. There are petitions that are being filed daily on 370. We have heard them. Finally, the top court has now got a 5-judge senior bench of the Supreme Court, a constitution bench, to be looking into it. These are petitions looking into individual rights. Petitions certainly saying that there is a certain newspaper that's not being allowed to be published. Certain petitions are talking about curfew restrictions. Some talk about childhood. A lot of petitions being filed, and finally the top court says there will be no more petitions on 370. Let's tell our viewers on 370 the order is being pronounced, and this is basically the first hearing in the Supreme Court on this new bench that has been formulated, the Constitution bench, which is a 5-judge bench hearing the 370 batch of petitions. This particular order that's being pronounced is going to give time to all the parties to be filing their responses. 4 weeks time has been granted to the government that they wanted, after which time will also be given to the other parties. And now the latest information coming in, 370 will now be heard on the 5th of November. So quick breaking news updates coming in on Republic TV first. First, the 4 weeks time has been given to the central government to be filing their replies to these batch of petitions that have been filed in the top court before a constitution bench. This case will now come up on 5th November. The top court has made it clear they will not go into any more petitions that are filed on the question of Section 3 or Article 370 in the Constitution. Why this becomes massive is this is finally a 5-judge bench that will take a proper authoritative answer on these petitions filed before it. This becomes massive. We've also seen the government's top law officers, Solicitor General and Attorney General present in the court. Also remember, Amita, Republic TV has been the only channel to consistently be speaking to the Attorney General, who has told us in several interviews he's given to Republic TV there has been no loss of life in the state of Kashmir, in the valley, therefore these petitions become very crucial as of now. These petitions that have been filed is a batch of petitions clearly indicating just one thing, that this will now be heard on the 5th of November.
All right, for the moment, thanks very much, Rhythm, for getting us all the updates coming in from the top court. Nalini Sharma, our legal correspondent inside there, especially when it comes to the Fadnavis case. Also, Article 370, the bunch of petitions now that will be heard on the 5th of November, 4 weeks time that has been granted. And also, if we are looking at the SC/ST Act, the dilution has been overruled by the top court. This is coming in as a massive day from the Supreme Court, as Republic remains the first channel to bring to you all these breaking developments. But that's not all.